The Kensui Easy Vest Pro is the best weight vest I have ever used. It's that simple. Hi, I'm Jonathan Pritchett with Theology, Geek, Fitness, and in this video I'm going to be giving my review of that weight vest. They do have two other options. They have the light version, which doesn't have any of this wonderful padding that I'll get to in a minute, and it can only hold up to 60 pounds. This one can hold up to 130 pounds, which is as much or almost too much that I would ever use, probably. You know, I'm 45 years old, I'm 5'8", and I weigh 160 pounds, so not going to be the biggest guy in the gym for sure. And that's not really my goal, to go as heavy as possible. So 130 was a good cap for me. I will see if I can get strong enough to ever put that much on the vest. In fact, a good thing to try would to load the vest up and see if I could even put it on and stand up. But probably could manage it, but, you know, we'll see. Anyway, this vest is fantastic. I've, used weight vests before. I have two already, so why get a third? Well, the first one I picked up was a 20-pound weight vest, and I liked using it so much with my suspension training because it really helps add resistance when you're training legs, because that's one of the things with suspension training, that unless you just want to do so much volume and unilateral work to fatigue the muscle, weight vest just adds weight, and of course you can just get to it. I picked that up secondhand for like $5, I believe, on Facebook Marketplace. Someone was just trying to get rid of it. Not the best quality, and I don't want to speak for the previous owners, but some of the threading and the nylon on it is kind of coming off and all that. So it's had better days. The Fitness Gear 40-pound weight vest is a great weight vest. I'll have to do a review on that. I like it. It's fine. But as I've gotten into weighted calisthenics, I kept seeing, when you enter in something that you're searching for and looking into, you're going to get all kinds of ads for things. And I kept seeing this weight vest, and I kept seeing a lot of my favorite fitness YouTubers talk about it. So I was like, yeah, I think I'm going to check that out. I managed to go 2.5 years without using iron. When I left the gym, when they closed down back in 2020, I left the gym a slim 145 pounds, and starting the gym at 220. So all of the muscle, I'm about at 160 as of today, and I've maintained between 11 and 13% body fat. I try to stay lean. And all of that, all of my physique has been built using sandbags and suspension training and resistance bands and those hydro balls and the Surge 60 and stuff. So I've always used weighted stuff along with resistance bands and suspension trainers. But after 2.5 years, I'm back to using iron because this thing requires it. Standard when you buy it, this is the stock sleeve. And then I also picked up the XT sleeve, which I use. But they have options for standard weight plates, but I went ahead and just stuck with the original Olympic plates because you can find a lot of uses for Olympic plates. I use the cap barbell grip plates, I think. Picked them up at Academy of Sports, and yes, it hurt when I spent that much money for iron because it is expensive. But after 2.5 years, and that stuff lasts forever. You've seen 40-year-old weight plates with rust all over them, but they still work. It's a solid investment for the rest of your life when you get weight plates. So I picked up two 25-pound plates, two 10-pound plates, two 5-pound plates, and two 2.5-pound plates. But now I've doubled that. I have 4 of each of those now because I also picked up their adjustables, which I'll review in a different video. But this one, I saw the use of it because for a lot of people who are doing certain exercises, it's shorter and compact. It doesn't hold as many weight plates, of course. And they also have one additional option where you can spend some extra money and get an extended sleeve. But I wanted this because it keeps it compact. Less. So if you're doing weighted push-ups and stuff, yeah, you can take it out to where you have nothing on the front, so you can go all the way down to the floor. But even if you're like using parallettes or rings and elevated push-ups, incline push-up type stuff, but still getting near the floor, this just holds it in a little bit tighter. So I'm glad I picked this up. I usually keep this one on the front and flop between this one on the back and then the standard one on the back. But yeah, I've been getting into. Last year I did Project Calisthenics from Simon Otta and just really loved it because I've always loved doing pull-ups and dips, but I wanted to get into calisthenics more. And thank goodness that I was a resistance band guy at first, because those helped with. I was always, thought I was good at doing pull-ups and dips, but when you start piling on the reps, the assistance bands can come in handy. So I'm glad I do that. And then when you want to try to learn calisthenics skills, because in Project Calisthenics Level 1, the first skill tutorial that they have in there is the planche, and I do want to crack that, but, that's the first one I'm going to work on. But when you're talking about doing tucks and levers and stuff, bands really do help. So, and I was looking ahead to Project Calisthenics Level 2 and Level 3, and I saw some of the other skill tutorials that they have in those in addition to the regular base workouts, and I'm like, yeah, I need to, I'll be using the bands to help me out with that. So that's great. Glad I have the Undersun resistance bands for that. But with just doing weighted calisthenics as a form of strength and muscle building, I absolutely love it. I've always enjoyed doing Project Calisthenics, or the first level, and I've always just enjoyed body weight exercises in general. My friend Chris Featherstone does an annual push-up challenge, for example, in August every year. So I was into that. I really liked pull-ups and dips. Pull-ups are my favorite exercise. Weighted pull-ups is a whole new ball game for me, very humbling. But I liked doing Project Calisthenics, and I'm going to go through that again with the weight vest before moving on to Level 2 and Level 3. And last time I did Project Calisthenics, I did still add more work and volume, because I could pretty much do pull-ups and dips, just not as good a form as I'd like, and not as much volume as I like to do with that. So that helped with that. I'm going to go through it again with the weight vest and still do what I did last time, which was add in accessory work, which I was adding in with like the band, the spin trainer to do, just target my biceps and stuff, because it's mostly compounds in that program. But that's a fantastic program, by the way, and I'm looking forward to doing Level 2 and Level 3, but I'm going to go through Level 1 again with this, because I need to get better at weighted push-ups and weighted dips, because it really did. I only added 10 pounds, and it really humbled me when I was doing pull-ups. And push-ups added 15 pounds, and that was humbling as well. So I've got a lot of work to go, so I'm going to focus on that a little bit and try to see if I can't ever unlock that planche. But I don't care if I don't. I mean, the skill stuff, not a big deal. But anyway, as far as this thing goes, for just if you're interested in body weight exercises, calisthenics, weighted calisthenics, all of that, this is a must. The other weight vests don't even come close. This thing makes progressive overload so much easier, because it's just like if you're working with a barbell, right? You just know that if you're good time to go up in weight, you just add the 2.5s to it, and you've increased 5 pounds, right? And then when you're ready to go up again, you just take that off and you add the 5-pound plates, and then you add back the 2.5-pound plates, and then you add the 10-pound plates, right? You just move up easy in those kind of increments, just like you would at a gym in a weight stack or whatever. So that's so much better than trying to take all these little 2-pound baggies in and out of these other adjustable weight vests. And if you already have weight plates, this is the way to go. I didn't. I spent the money. Well worth it. I already said that. But that's number one. The progressive overload is so much easier with this, and adjusting it by comparison to stuffing those little 2-pound baggies, this is just way easier. As far as mobility goes, the other weight vests, they are one size fits all and very limited in the way that they adjust. And for me, they almost entirely cover my torso and my shoulders, and the mobility, especially if you're trying to do pike push-ups or laughingly bad handstand stuff that I've attempted and certainly have to work on. This just gives you so much more flexibility, mobility, range of motion, just unmatched by all of the other training weight vests that I've seen on the market, including the 2 that I have. Comfort. This thing is, as far as weight vests go, super comfortable. Far more comfortable than the other weight vests. It's got excellent padding, which you can take out, by the way, but I'm fine leaving it in there. It's got buckles and straps all over it. You can make it just fit, unlike other weight vests that no matter how tight you get it, it still feels, for us smaller frame guys, very bulky and baggy. This thing is snug, firm, tight. It doesn't slip up over your face if you're doing inverted stuff. It's just super comfortable. Just love it for that. I don't know how it would work on some of the bigger guys, but I've seen guys much, bigger than I am make do with this, and they sing the praises of it as well. So, I guess because there's so much adjustability with it, that's fine. As far as changing plates go, very easy. I always do what everyone else does, which is load the back first, slip it over you, and then load the front. But getting in and out of it, if the lighter weight end of things, not difficult at all. And, I like to take longer rests than I used to. I used to just rest for a minute to a minute and a half. Now I'm up to 2.5, 3 minutes, depending on how hard I'm pushing myself. And so, what else are you going to do while you sit there and watch the timer? So changing that stuff never bothered me. Plus, I don't work out at a gym, so I have nobody waiting on me to hurry up. So it doesn't bother me to make those kinds of adjustments. So it's a lot easier than stuffing those little things in and out. But so it's good on that. And the cons, I don't like to speak bad unless I just absolutely have to. But I could see for some people thinking that the con of this thing is the price. This is $149. But the good news is you can find coupon codes. Or if you just leave it in your shopping cart long enough, they send you increasingly higher percentage off. But coupon codes are available on the internet, and they're really good about having. I picked this up while it was on sale. They're like most companies, and they'll have a sale come the next national holiday. So at the discounts that I got, and then finally getting my hands on how awesome it is and how comfortable it is, how durable it is, I think even at regular price, it justifies it, because like weight plates, I don't see this thing not lasting for, at least the way I use it, forever. I just don't see it, these little nylon, I don't see this starting to fray or anything. This is just super high quality, hard plastic on the plate in the front and on the sleeves. It's just super high quality, but the price for some people may be a bit much. Like if you don't go for the $249 Pro version, even if you get that at a certain amount off. This is at $149, and if you don't own weight plates, you're on the hook for even more money there. But like I said, that's worth the investment, because those things will last forever too. But that might be a con for some people. They have the light version for $100. I might actually pick that up too for my on-the-road thing and unload one of my other weight vests. The 20-pound one is currently my on-the-road vest. Keep it in my trunk. But with those hydro plates that I showed in the unboxing video that are 17.5 pounds per plate, so gives you 35-pound portable plates that you just fill up with water in your hotel room or whatever, that will be a good on the go, and just use that with the EasyVest Lite, because I like to contribute to companies that I support, like Undersun for one. I have their jump rope, even, and though if you saw the video where I showing my cardio stuff, you know that I'm not the best at jump rope, but I like to support companies and challenge myself with new things. But this just makes me want to get the light version. I'll probably never need the Pro version. I don't need to load up 300 pounds, but this is fantastic. So that might be a con, but if you think about, if you're dedicated to suspension training and you're dedicated to weighted calisthenics and body weight movements, the investment's worth it for the rest of your life. And it's a great way to train too. And I still like training with resistance bands and stuff, but now resistance bands have a whole bunch of other stuff that I was not using it for, like mobility and flexibility stuff and assist for calisthenics moves that I may or may not ever unlock. I don't know. So I'm using my bands more for that stuff now, but fantastic. investment, even at the steep price. The other con is the heavier it is, I've noticed, the harder it is to get up. If you're sitting on the floor, you load the back, you put the plate on, you load the front, and it's super heavy. Getting up is sometimes a challenge, especially at the higher weights. But they do have a suspension system that I did pick up because I keep picking up these little odds and ends that end up being genius from this company. So I'm going to try to just load the whole thing on that, and I'll do a video on see how that goes. That might be the best way to get in and out of this thing, and you can just hang there, the weight off you with the vest still on between sets and get some rest, so you're not just constantly fatiguing yourself by leaving the vest on. Though for endurance, it's probably, you don't want to rely too much on that. But for hypertrophy training and strength training, maybe it'd be more beneficial instead of always having to just take it completely off. So my final thoughts on this: totally worth the money, totally worth buying weight plates for. Went 2.5 years without training with weights, but I'm back into it. I also picked up their adjustables. Like I said, doubled the amount of weight plates that I have so that I can match each dumbbell. If they come out with an adjustable bar, I'll most likely buy that. Everything they have is awesome. So I love this company. It's right up there with Undersun and with the T2 ISO Trainer folks. My favorites for home fitness. So this is a new favorite, but man, I know some of these YouTubers, they've tried everything under the sun, and they have tens of thousands of dollars worth of equipment, and they can find something to pick on. But for just a general fitness enthusiast like myself, this is steak and potatoes right here. Just fantastic. So if you want to get into body weight and weighted calisthenics type stuff, or just to go rucking, and you already have some weight plates, or if you don't, spend the money. Spoil yourself. Christmas is coming in a few months. This is totally worth it. Love it. I can't sing its praises enough. So with that, I'm out of here. I appreciate you watching the video. Click the like button if you liked it. Click the dislike button if you didn't like it. I don't care either way. It all helps. Leave a comment. Let me know your thoughts, what you think about this. If you want to support Theology Geek Fitness, you can become a patron at patreon.com/theologygeekfitness. All of the money invested in that goes to helping me afford to keep buying and reviewing products so that you can find what you like. Or if you're like me and you've been collecting home gym gear for 2.5 years now, you can just keep building up your stuff and refining it. I buy and sell. And but if you want the stuff that I regularly use, like sandbags and resistance bands and suspension trainers, you can find full workouts on my Patreon page that features the kind of gear that I like. Access to that. There's absolutely no volume, so you don't have to listen to me grunt, sweat, count off reps, or tell you how my glutes are on fire. It's just watching me do it, and you can follow along with that while listening to your favorite music or podcast or whatever. So consider that as an option. I really appreciate it. Some of this gear that I'm going to be unloading after I finish my videos with it, I'm just going to find out if any of my patrons want it, and I'm going to give it to them. I don't resell all of the stuff that I don't like. I'm just going to, if it's not too heavy to ship, I'm just going to give it to my folks. So consider that, patreon.com/theologygeekfitness. Thanks for watching this video. I'll see you in the next one. God bless.